What is up, Digidestins? This is Vindy Swartz, and as always, guys, if you like this video, make sure you supreme cannon that like button, transcendent sword that subscribe button, and let's get started. Today, we're going to be working on our Rapidmon deck, and this isn't like normal Rapidmon hybrid where you're just stalling out and waiting until your opponent just dies from natural causes because you take too long to play a game. But we're actually playing like an armor rush deck that minuses DP, and it gets like really good. So now we're going to start with our eggs. We're playing 4 copies of Upamon. This is the designated egg that you have to play in most yellow decks. Whenever you're at 3 security or lower, you can draw a card when attacking. Very good egg to play. For our rookies, we're playing 3 copies of Codemon. This guy's just really good because on play, you can reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can add up to 2 Warrior and or Holy Warrior Digimon, and you're like, well, what the fuck, what are we playing that's Warrior or Holy Warrior? Well, our Rapidmon and our Magnamon are both Holy Warrior Digimon, so it lets us add both of them from the top of the deck. Next, to round off our searches, we are going to be playing 4 copies of the Armadillomon from BT-8. This guy is really good in tandem with the Codemon. His effect is reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 2-color yellow card from among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck. So this again helps us dig for our Rapidmon and our Magnamon. These are the main 2 cards that we're going to be digivolving into in this deck. Next, we're going to be playing the obligatory Patamon that you have to play in most yellow decks, especially if they minus DP. This guy is just really good because he can minus whenever he reduces our Digimon to 0, we gain a memory, and it's just a really good card. Next, for his friend, we're going to be playing 4 copies of Salamon. This Salamon, when attacking as an inherent effect, you can minus 1k DP on an opponent's Digimon, and you're like, well, why does that matter? Well, in a numbers game, this matters a lot. It is very quintessential for helping us minus DP in the strategy and helping us clear boards. That way we can either go for broke and beat over a Digimon, or crash into a Digimon and then Digi-Armor energize into another Digimon that we can keep going with our plays. Salamon is just very good for this deck, and I wish more decks would play Salamon, but unfortunately they don't. They're just like, man, it sucks. But it doesn't. It's really good for numbers. Hitting those numbers is all that matters. Next, we're going to be playing her sister, which is the Recovery Salamon. This card is just really good. It helps us stay in the game. Whenever we're at 3 or fewer security, it's just really good to recover that 1 on deletion. And then if we have this Digimon just sitting out and we have it on top of, with an armor form on top, it's just really good to have as a backup strategy whenever things go sideways. Next, for our armors, we're playing 4 copies of Rapidmon. I'm hoping my last one comes in the mail. Right now, it says that it's arriving late, but who knows with USPS. But anyway, we're playing 4. This guy is just really good. He's our bread and butter for the combo. When Digivolving, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon for each tamer you have in play, and then up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon that are suspended get minus 5k. So this is how we can either beat over Digimon or minus DP to delete Digimon, and we're just really golden with this. Puns intended. Rapidmon is just really good for this deck. I wanted to play something that wasn't just let me stall, let me Digivolve on top of tamers to do dumb shit and just keep stalling, recovering just to stall so I can win out in time. But we're actually DP reducing and just beating the face on our opponent with this deck. Next, we're playing 4 copies of the Magnamon. This guy is our shield in this deck. If Rapidmon is the sword, he is the shield. He is a blocker. He has armor purge. When Digivolving, you can unsuspend this guy so you can put on more pressure after you swung with it. Armor purge back down into your rookie. You can Digivolve into this guy for 4. You can unsuspend him, and he gains 2k for until the end of your opponent's next turn for each armor trait in the trash. So this guy is really good in late games. If you play this guy, he can get pretty big pretty fast. Love this guy. Next, for the rest of our armors, I'm just going to place these all down at the same time. We're playing 3 copies of Digimon and 1 copy of Samarimon. I'll go over Samarimon first. So Samarimon has the effect of being able to Digivolve on top of Armadillomon for 2, which is a plus. And then it has Armor Purge, and when Digivolving, you trash the bottom Digivolution of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards gains it gets minus 3k DP for the turn. So this is really good, especially against other Armor Purge decks. It helps us get rid of those eggs. It helps us get rid of those rookies that they hard played. It helps against certain matchups. It helps against X antibody on it doesn't really get rid of everything from the stack, but it gets rid of that one card that they just put under it. Just say they put under an Oriyumon under their Alphamon after they just swung. It's our turn. On the following crackback, we can Digivolve into Samarimon to get rid of that. That way they can't just blow us out of the water for the following turn. They'll have to work for that. It also gets rid of the Dora Greymon up under it. That way they can't get security attack +1 if that was the last thing under the stack. It gets rid of the egg. It gets rid of, any card that they have at the bottom of the stack that's very good, because most of the time when you're playing against X Antibody, that's what they're doing. They're going to put the best card under their stack at the back under the egg with their effects whenever they do attack. So you can get rid of those with Samarimon, or you can just delete any Digimon that's 3k with its effect, or you can just minus 3k on a Digimon with no Digivolutions up under it. Like Mastermon, they have to hard play. The Gatomon, they have to hard play a lot of cards. You can just minus 3k on that, and then follow up with their Tamers to potentially delete that Digimon, and she's just a really good card for that. And then the Digmons we play, Digmon is just really good in early game. He's just really good against chip damage. When attacking one of your opponent's suspended Digimon gets minus 3k. This instantly kills most Vmon. It kills most rookies in the game with this effect, especially if they are doing chip damage during the early game. And he's just really good because you can do your own chip damage and still minus DP to clear the board. He's just a really good card like that, especially in tandem with your Tamers or with a Rapidmon. It's really good how these numbers take effect. It's really a number game, and you have to think ahead of time, like, okay, if my opponent's about to bring this Digimon out, how much DP do I need to minus in order to swing over it or to just delete it entirely? It's really good. To follow up my Digimon, I am playing 2 copies of Magnetron. A lot of builds don't play Magnetron, but I feel like this is a good card. One, because we're playing a lot of security bombs and a bunch of Tamers that help us either gain memory or minus DP that we need. It helps us stay in the game, and it has a really good effect being able to recover 2 cards, and then when attacking we can play a yellow Digimon that's level 3 or lower without paying its memory cost. So how that works is whenever we do swing at a security and we do play that, most of the time you're going to either want to play in your Codemon, or you're going to want to play your Armadillomon. That way you can Digivolve on top of those guys. That way you can keep furthering your plays. It is really good for how combos work in this deck, and it's very good. For our options, we're playing 1 copy of Reinforced Memory Boost. You guys know what this card does. I don't have to explain it, but it's just really good. Then I'm playing 3 copies of Plasma Shot. This is really good. We're only playing like 5 armor form cards in this deck, and this is the most that we're playing. What this card does is it minuses 4k DP on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then all of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1k for each armor form you have in its traits in the trash. This card is bonkers in the late game, especially if activated off of security. It is really good to help you board wipe a bunch of Digimon. I know one time I had 11 traits in the trash, so I minus 4k on one Digimon, then minus 11k on the entire board to clear it. Really good card. Next, to round off our options, we're playing 2 copies of Wyvern's Breath. It minuses 15k DP. You can't go wrong. This is our Gaia Force for the deck. And then we're playing 2 copies of Armor Texture. Really good card. You can trash the top Digimon that with armor traits in its traits, and then you can Digivolve into another armor form and then unsuspend that Digimon. So you can either set up for another defensive play for the next following turn, or you can just go for game with this card if you have the memory. It's a really good card. This is really good. So yeah, those are our options for the Tamers. I am playing 4 copies of TK You gotta play TK. He's just the best yellow tamer in the game. I didn't want to play any Zoes or the hybrid bullshit because it's just not fun. It's not fun to play that. You're just waiting and stalling and hope that you can win the game through decking out your opponent, or just, oh, well, I got 10 traits in the trash. Let me throw down this big dick Sunomon and think that you can win the game. But it's not always guaranteed. So next, for our tamers, we're playing 4 copies of Cody. Cody is just very essential for this deck. At the start of our main phase, we'll gain a memory for having a yellow Digimon in play, and then whenever our 2-color yellow Digimon, 2-color Digimon in general just attacks, we can suspend this tamer to -2k on that 2k for our opponent's Digimon on that turn. This with Rapidmon pretty much gets rid of a lot of Digimon. This card in tandem with TK and Kari, it's -3k. So with Rapidmon's effect, we can get over every Digimon in the game for the most part. I don't think there's a Digimon that's 16k, but we can go for broke with a 15k Digimon with our Rapidmon, or we can kill it if we do have a Salamon. So there's that. These cards are just really good because instead of going to 3 with our TK, we'll be going to 6 a turn, and it's just really good for how that works. But yeah, this is the deck profile. If you guys like this video, make sure you Supreme Cannon that like button, Transcendent Sword that subscribe button. This is Vinny Swartz. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out for now.